Hey guys, I'm MB, founder of underdogchance.com, and in this video I will share my NHL betting model projections for Friday. Yesterday I didn't have any qualified bet. Winnipeg was close to be qualified bet. I was a little bit late and the criteria was not there yet, but it was a winning bet. One of our members hit the Winnipeg, and this season it was a goal to create a betting model that will show profitability and reach 20 units, close to 18 units. So with one or two more wins, I hope I will reach this goal. But anyway, if you bet on NHL or any other sports, and if you have half season, half year like season, and if you reach 15, 20 units, this is like 8 times better than stock market. Okay, this is the goal of sports betting. Okay, I will also talk a little bit about other topics, but quickly, I will not spend a lot of time. Someone asked how to bet on underdogs in terms of psychology, because let's say today, I will show you from projections quickly. Today we have Detroit, right, as a value bet. So uh, if we quickly go through projections, Montreal, Ottawa, based on my projections, not enough value. My projection shows 59.54% of chance to Ottawa. Projected was 1.68, bookmakers 1.59. So no value in this game at all. Then we have Detroit and Tampa Bay Lightning, and I want to stop a little bit here. Based on my projections, of course, Tampa Bay Lightning will have better chance to win this game. They should be favorite, also based on my projections. However, based on my projections, Detroit should be much, much smaller underdog. Okay. Uh, and people say, okay, people who don't use any numbers or research, so they watch the games and they say, okay, Detroit will play Tampa Bay. Okay. And if the numbers show that Detroit is a value, they say, oh, this is not going to happen. So it is not the point if this is going to happen. The point is if you have plus EV based on your analysis or whatever you do. Okay, it is not the point if they hit, because if you want to hit a game, you're gambling. Okay, if you want to win the next game, you're gambling. Okay, it will sound ridiculous maybe right now, but the goal of sports betting is not hitting bets or winning bets. This is not the goal. Okay, the goal is to place plus EV bets, find opportunities, place plus EV bets, and then in the long run you hope you make a profit. This is the goal. Okay, and of course Detroit is qualified bet here. The odds are 3.43 or plus 243. So they will probably lose. Probably what probably means, right? But more likely that they will lose than they will win. But still, there is a value. Okay, and someone asked how to psychologically bet on underdogs, where most people say, okay, I don't like Detroit, and they will not bet, and they will bet on Tampa. So how to overpass this psychologically, and here's how you do it. Okay, and this is something I repeated many times, but I don't know if anyone listened this. Of course you can do whatever you want, but before you start betting, okay, so you are born, then you go to the world, and then someone tell you that there is sports betting, there's some game which is called sports betting, and then you say, okay, I love sports, I love money, well, I will be good at it. Okay, uh, of course this is not how the things are, but let's say that you start betting. Okay, but before you start betting, you should say, okay, uh, I will take, I don't know, 2 years, and I will analyze games, I will read books, I will do everything to become a sports bettor. In if after 2 years I don't start making a profit, I will stop betting forever. This is, let's say, first thing. So you need to have a plan for everything. Then you say, okay, I am prepared to lose, I don't know, 10,000 American dollars in my lifetime for sports betting. If I reach 10,000 American dollars of loss, I will stop betting forever. I see bettors in their 70s, they're betting their whole life. I have no idea how much money they lost, but there should be a plan. Okay, and the same is on a yearly basis. Okay, for example, here I have, this is example of what you can do. So before the season start, you say, I will stop betting or exit this season and reorganize bankroll if I reach 30 units of loss. and I will stop betting. If I make 20 units, I will take this money, I will reinvest in bitcoins, and I will go to islands and I will have nice time. I will start betting only when I will have a bankroll of 10,000 American dollars. Just example, right? I will not bet for $1 American. I will bet. You need to have a plan for every single thing, because if you have a plan, let's say your plan is clear. If I hit minus 30 units, I will stop betting. Okay, that's a plan, and then you don't care if Detroit wins or if they lose the next game, because you have a bigger plan. You have minus 30 units and you have plus 20 units or whatever. You can set your own goal. It doesn't need to be 30 or 20 or whatever, right? But you need to have a comfortable plan for yourself, what you will do in every single situation. Okay, how much time you will invest every single day for sports betting, because you cannot, I don't know, maybe you can. I was doing for 10 hours per day, but let's say you have a job, you have family, you need to know how much time you are willing to spend for sports betting, how much money you are willing to lose, because the first rule of sports betting is you should only bet the money you can afford to lose comfortably. What that means? Comfortably means that you go right now and open a window and throw this money away, and this will not affect your life. This is money for sports betting, okay? And even if you ask a financial advisor, they will tell you the same thing for investing and for every other thing. Okay, you should be comfortable, because we cannot bet with the money that we pay for rent or for food or for, I don't know, whatever, right? And once you have these foundations, then betting becomes betting can become amazing. So how to bet on huge underdogs? Simply, you need to have a plan. Okay, if you have a plan, then you're not bothered what will happen. I always go to sleep. Always. Okay. I have a nice dream. And this is something I do for years right now. And thousands of US dollars on bets. And I sleep well, because I have a plan. I know what I'm risking, and I'm comfortable with this. Okay. So sometimes people have a negative week, negative month, or something like that, and they're panicking. They're panicking only because they bet the money they can afford to lose. I see people are shaking for $10 American, $30 American. Sports betting is a luxury. Okay, you cannot bet on sports if you're shaking for $30 American, $10 American, because the amount of time you should invest in sports betting is much more than $10 American. I like to say this comparison: it is better to go to work in McDonald's for $20 American than bet $20 American per game, because for this research of the game, you will need to do a lot of work. Plus, it is not 100% that you will have a winning bet. So working at McDonald's for 1 hour is 100% guarantee. You simply trade your time and the body, and that's it. Sports betting is not guaranteed. That's my opinion, right? So it is better to do it seriously. And once you have a plan, then betting becomes much easier. Okay. Again, I'm not telling anyone what to do. Anyone can do what they want, but I see. Of course, sports betting is not for everyone. I see people are shaking for. Shaking to place bets, shaking to do the things. They're panicking after, Uh, that's why I talk a lot about psychological aspect of the game. You cannot drink alcohol, you cannot smoke cigarettes, you cannot live unhealthy life and then bet on sports, because the game became so competitive. You need to have a sharp mind. Simply as that. Okay, if you don't have it, someone else will outperform you. And even if you have the best system, even if you have the best handicapper, and if you will be in panic in just 2 weeks, and you will not follow the system or strategy, or you will panic, or you will bet more than you can afford, and you can lose everything in 2 months. Like you can also win most of the profit in 2 months, right? So all can happen. That's why staying calm in such a game is very important. Okay, it is not just peaks, models, systems, numbers. Okay, it is also who is this person behind taking these actions. Okay, at least that's how I see. And once you're comfortable with everything, once you have clear plan, and the clear plan also must include when you stop betting forever. Okay, and what you will do before you stop betting forever, because some people follow picks for 5 years and they say betting is not working, and they didn't even put any effort into this. Okay, so let's say you take, I don't know, one year, uh, put a lot of effort, and then see if this is for you. If not, completely okay, life offers many other opportunities. But betting on underdogs or whatever it is, based on whatever your system or model you have, or strategy or whatever, uh, if you have a strategy, then you stick to it until you reach some goal, whether this goal is bad, like negative results, or good, and then you take and reinvest. Okay, but the final goal of sports bettors and sports betting, the final goal of sports betting is stop betting at some point in your life, right? My father will be 70 this year, uh, and of course people are different, right? But I cannot imagine how he would bet on sports, because it would be too stressful for him. Watching games, this is not good for heart. So of course, we are, as I said, we are different people. But I see more this when you're 70, 80 years old. I see more this like having fun with in the nature, reading books, calm down, something like that, right? Right. So sports betting can be stressful, but even if you're in that stage, the best way is to write down your goals. Okay, so even if my father start betting right now, the first thing I would tell him, okay, this will be probably stressful, because games are unpredictable. You will need to be sharp with your mind, you will need to analyze games and so on. But the best thing you can do at the start is that you make a plan. So what you will do when you stop betting, what you do with the profit, what you will do when you will panic. So what you do when you hit 1 unit, 10 units, 15 units, and so on. What you will do when you will be minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, or minus 15 for every single action. Okay, and once you write down, then at least you have a plan for every single possible situation, even if you lose everything. Okay, so you need to be prepared. And once you have the plan, simply put this paper somewhere, and then check daily your paper, and simply follow the plan that you make it. And once you have a plan, there will be less stress. Okay, this was my point. And the same with betting on underdogs. We know that there are horse racing bettors, they make a lot of money, and we know that the odds are big, and the probabilities, or if you like, successful chances of positive outcomes are smaller. So they hit, I don't know, 30% of games, but they still make a lot of money. So imagine one horse racing bettor. He bet on horse, lose, bet on horse, lose, bet on horse, lose, and then one big bet came, or big win, and he covers all the losses. So this is not for everyone. Okay, this is not for everyone. Most people would panic after, I don't know, 10 losses. I would probably panic after 10 losses, I don't know, but I would definitely write down a plan. Okay, and once you have a plan, then everything is okay. Okay, so but if you don't have a plan, then it will always be a problem. Okay, so I like to say people are successful sports bettors are those who can read, who can pay attention to details. Some people don't even know what they are doing. They're just, I saw so many. They are just betting, reading. They don't even know if those are picks, projections. They don't know what kind of sport, or it's nothing. So it's like, but this is another topic. So just stick to the plan, make a plan, whatever the plan is, the plan that you're comfortable. We can have different uh, risk tolerance based on our personality, and this is something, it is worth investing time, so you know yourself better, and then start betting. That's just That's just my opinion, and I hope you got the idea or two. Okay, but okay, those are my projections for today. We know how it works: projected goals, projected goals, projected totals, my winning projected winning percentages, my projected decimal odds, my projected American odds, and then Detroit and Pittsburgh are qualified based on my adjusted Kelly criterion. So I hope one hits, and then it will be close to reaching the goal. But anyway, this season I took to build a betting model that will show profitability and show good results and good numbers, so that bettors can uh, use even as part of their analysis to make smarter NHL bet. And then this case is closed. Okay, so that's it from me today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.